She is one of my favorite people to talk to. Actress, producer, radio host. She has starred in more than 30 films, 6 Broadway shows, 2 sitcoms. She is a best-selling author who has written books on health, parenting, lifestyle improvement. She's also a memory expert. She's so beloved for her role in one of the favorite shows of all time, Taxis. In 2003, her husband was diagnosed with bladder cancer, a cancer that has affected my family as well, that I've spoke about many times. She is joining me to talk about how to care for somebody with bladder cancer. Taxi legend Marilu Henner is joining me, and alongside of her, Dr. Arjun Bladder is joining me as well.
Thank you so much, Wendy. It's always great to talk to you.
Thank you.
I remember last year you and I talked, and we really hit it off, and I've been in awe of you ever since. And I just want to say that my dad was diagnosed with bladder cancer, and thank you, but he is a survivor, and he did it. He survived, and he went through a lot. So
congratulations.
Yes, so I'm so glad that we're here talking about this too as well. And I know, Marilu, let's start with you. And I know when you guys first got together, your now husband, he was diagnosed with 2 kinds of cancers.
Right. He was 2 months into our relationship. He was diagnosed with bladder cancer, and then another 2 months, and he was diagnosed with lung cancer. And it was a double whammy. But the bladder cancer, it was stage 2-3, and so it was really like our biggest concern at the time. And he put a protocol. We got a lot of different resources, et cetera, and put a protocol together that worked for him. And happy to say he's 13 and a half years in remission. So we had written this book, Changing Normal, How I Helped My Husband Beat Cancer, and Genentech got a hold of me, and they said, you speak so directly to the caregiver in this book. We would love you to partner up with us. And I was only too happy for the opportunity, because I think a lot of times the caregiver doesn't quite know how to bring up the conversation. A lot of times, they did research, 62%, that's like 2/3 of most people are afraid to have the conversation. They're too embarrassed to mention blood in the urine, or they're too embarrassed to mention pain, and it's kind of a below-the-belt disease, condition, and people feel like squeamish about it or embarrassed. And since I'm a girl who, isn't afraid to talk about anything, I felt like, what an opportunity. So I helped them create a discussion guide. It's on bcan.org. bcan.org, where you can find out more about my story, my husband's story, and how to open that dialogue.
And I have to say, Marilu, those are the people that I reached out to when my dad was first diagnosed, trying to get all the research possible. So what a great organization that is. I'm going to say that I know that personally as well. People don't know that bladder cancer is the 6th most common cancer in the United States.
I know.
An estimated 79,000 new cases are expected to be diagnosed this year alone. Dr. Arjun Bladder, tell us about that. How many people, the bladder cancer is just like people don't talk about it. They don't want to talk about it for some reason.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Bladder cancer, as you just pointed out, is the 6th most common cancer in the United States and the 4th most common cancer in men. And it's a cancer that we're seeing more often now as our population actually ages. In fact, the average age for this cancer is roughly about 70 years old, and the majority of the people who get this cancer are actually smokers. About 80% of people who get it are smokers. And
that's amazing. We knew that, and my dad doesn't smoke. It was like the most bizarre thing.
Right, and then obviously that means that there's 20% of people who get it for other reasons. Mm-hmm. The other thing that we don't recognize as much as we probably should is secondhand smoke. So people who grew up in the 50s and 60s and the 70s were actually exposed to smoke, whether they liked it or not, often in the workplace and other environments and social environments. And so we're starting to grasp just the impact of secondhand smoke as well, which in many instances can be just as bad as smoking itself. But thankfully, over the last year, we've developed a number of new cancer treatments. In fact, over the last year, we've seen a revolution in terms of how we treat stage 4 bladder cancer, which is thankfully something that Marilu's husband did not have, and thankfully is relatively uncommon cancer, but still stage 4 bladder cancer kills people. And what we are seeing now is a new class of immune therapies that have been FDA approved over the last year and are really rapidly changing both how we treat this cancer as well as how we understand the cancer as well.
Amazing. I'm so glad.
And it's amazing. So much has to do with chemical exposure. I guess the statistics are that a lot of photographers or hairdressers or people who paint or, certainly Michael, my husband, he had been a young merchant seaman and was exposed to a lot of chemistry on ships. the boiler rooms, etc. So, and smoked and was a wild man. So.
He was wild.
And he was 50. He was 50 when he was diagnosed.
We actually met some very young people. We were in the hospital with my father, too, and we were, my gosh. So bcan.org, you can go on the website, you can hear Marilu's story, and you can get more information, and they are really wonderful, really wonderful. What was it like for you, Marilu, what was the signs that he experienced? Because my dad, it was just... there was blood right away. So there was, but I know that there's other signs.
No, Michael and I were on a little romantic vacation 3 weeks into our relationship, and, I followed him in the bathroom and noticed there was a little backsplash in the toilet bowl of blood, and I said, I knew it didn't come from me. I said, Michael, are you okay? Are you bleeding? Did you cut yourself shaving? What is that? And he said, oh, no, I've had it for 2 years, not a big deal. My doctor said it might be a gallstone that comes up once in a while, or a kidney stone, or a reaction to stress. And I said, wait a minute. 2 years of blood in your urine is not normal. I want to take you to my doctor's. He said, no, I'll go to my doctor. He knows my history. He went to his doctor, and the guy said, you have bladder cancer, and come back in 5 months. I took him to my doctor, and he said, oh, no, it's a worse kind of bladder cancer than we originally thought.
Oh, gosh.
So you just never know. If I'd been shy and hadn't mentioned that, who knows what would have happened to Michael.
Well, and waiting for 2 years.
I know. I know. That's why I get a second opinion.
Men, they just don't go to doctors, right?
I know.
Dr. Bladder, you can attest to that. Men don't go to doctors.
Yeah. I mean, men are stubborn. That is part of it.
Totally stubborn.
But, the key message here is that bleeding in the urine is never normal.
Never good.
Never good. But it doesn't mean that you have bladder cancer.
Right, Michael, 2 years.
It's much more common for it to be a urinary tract infection or kidney stones or other benign causes, but it should be evaluated by a physician. And I agree, 2 years of bleeding in the urine also absolutely should have been evaluated more closely by a physician.
And thank God for you, Marilu. Thank God for you to come into his life.
Yeah, I mean, he said if I'd been diagnosed, I never would have called you. I wouldn't have put that burden on you. And I think that's what happens. A lot of times people are, either embarrassed, ashamed, or they feel like, oh, it's kind of a below-the-belt condition, so I don't want to be not considered sexy or, whatever. But I just was so madly in love with him. I said, whatever the situation is, we'll make it work. And luckily, he didn't have to lose his bladder and, didn't have to go through a lot of the procedures that a lot of people have to go through. But I think it's because I wasn't afraid to ask him those questions, and he wasn't shy about it, and he sort of let me take the lead from there. So, that's what I'm hoping to do for other people. So if you go to bcan.org, you'll get a discussion guide about how to open up that dialogue and how to take care of yourself as a caregiver, too, because caregivers, they don't take care of themselves like they should a lot of times.
Actress Marilu Henner on caring for her husband with bladder cancer. Please go on bcan.org. Dr. Arjun Bladder, God, I could talk to you both for hours. And Marilu, your book, Changing Normal, we have to have a whole discussion on this. Can you come back? Because we didn't touch anything. I know you're a big health advocate. I know you lost your parents at a very, very early age, and you've transformed your whole lifestyle. And we've got to talk about so much more. So can you come back?
Oh, I definitely will come back. We always have a great time, Wendy.
Oh, thank you both for being here.
Thank you, and good luck to your dad.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing your story about your husband.
Thanks.
Thank you both.
Bye-bye.